He's got 6 threes in the first quarter. He already has his first 20-point game of the season. And here comes the second quarter. Feed him. Get him the ball.
We all can eat.
Yes, we all eat. If Klay shoots, there's no
Nice.
iron here. It's all strings.
You know what, David? That's a good note. Could you imagine that my father never attempted a three-point shot ever in his career, and I am now the record holder? That is, I mean, just consider that.
It's unbelievable. Klay Thompson, 36 points in the first half, 10 of 14 from 3. Records were set, as you alluded to, Kerry, at the top. Behind Klay's shooting, the Warriors scored 92 in the first half, 92-50 at halftime. The 42-point lead, the largest halftime lead on the road in the shot clock era.
Wow.
And as a team, the Warriors poured in 17 threes, the most in a half in NBA history. And there was a second half, or at least a third quarter, right?
Yes, there was, David. And as you know, everything's going in here. Steph Curry holds the NBA record for three-pointers in a game with 13. So can his teammate, that would be Klay, do more? A little bit of a bumpage there with Damian Jones. Sorry, no harm, no foul there. Thompson, as you said, David, they're all going in. Spoiler alert. That was the 11th three-pointer. Later in the game, guess who's helping out? And this is what I like. Curry reminds me of you. You're a true teammate.
Yeah.
Here he is with the assist. He's like, guess what? I'm not jelly. You, too, can also break my record, friend. No biggie. What do you think of that, Dave?
Well, he's got blood coming out of his forehead. He's all stitched up. Now he's got a headband. That doesn't get him off his game. Nothing's getting him off his game.
Oh, he was unconscious. Nirvana, a state of nirvana, as you talked about last week. Do you remember that? Let's listen to Klay.
It's the best feeling. Something I haven't felt in the first 6-7 games. So to snap out of a slump with the record, it's couldn't ask for a better way to do it. And I'm just going to continue this momentum on Wednesday. And it's the best feeling in basketball, or one of the best feelings in basketball, when you touch the ball and feel like it's going in every time.
I didn't even realize what was happening record-wise until they called a timeout. He had made a couple in the second half, and I heard Klay saying, two more. And that's when I realized, and I didn't even know who had the record, and so I asked Steph, I go, do you have the record? He goes, yeah.
Those are high-class problems to have, Steve. When Klay gets hot, here we are, January 2015, 37 and made 9 threes in the third quarter against the Kings. May of the following year, Game 6, conference finals, on the brink of elimination against OKC. You remember that game, don't you, Brian? Klay knocked down 11 threes, the most in the playoff. Well, what about this? December of that same year, Klay scored a career high of 60 points in just 29 minutes. 29 minutes. So last night we're watching this game, and my brother from another mother, Brian Windhorst, said something that I thought was really interesting on said Twitter, if you will. And he essentially challenged, I guess you did, you challenged the Bulls, and you thought, guess what, why not? You want to do this? But if not,
challenging the Bulls as much as begging Steve Kerr
to let him do more. Okay,
go. I
that's
wanted
fair.
the whole team to go, not just Klay.
All right,
Put up 180 on them.
Put up 180.
Yes.
Really? Is that fair?
I just wanted to see what would happen.
All right. So,
Narrator, it didn't happen. He didn't let them go.
History being made. Brian Windhorst here with us to put this all in perspective. So Klay being Klay, well documented a moment ago. Talk to me. Was this just another one of his historical moments, or is this more of a trend that we're seeing early on in the season in the NBA with the high scoring?
Well, there is definitely a high-scoring trend. There's another trend, though, that should have the league more worried than the high scoring, and that is the joy that the Warriors have back. You know, this was something that they have really used as a weapon over the years, is the fun that they have in the game. And, Kerry, last year, I felt like this was down a little bit. You know, they went to China to start the season, and they spent the first couple of weeks complaining about how tired they were. And they felt like they played with a little bit of a weight last year. That's gone. This road trip, they had so much fun in. And, you know, Steph Curry being on the court, having a guy break his record, and not only celebrating it, but setting screens for the guy, setting the guy up. Now, I know that we wouldn't expect anything different from Steph, but still, just think about that. Think about an all-time record. You were seeing your record get broken. I mean, think about that in the moment. And so that's what is amazing about where the Warriors are. we know they've got a bunch of talent, but they are now having fun again.
Yeah.
And when they're having fun,
that's the best thing.
They're awesome.
By the way, any job where you're having fun, you enjoy what you're doing, it makes you great. I will say this though, and I was making fun of Steve Kerr because he was like, do you have the record? He's looking down.
I
the
always say
bench.
that to you when we're in the makeup room. I go, do you have that record? Do you have that record? Oh,
Yes,
that's right. I have that one. You've got this one.
We have that kind of fun here. So look, he gets 52 points in 27 minutes. I have to ask you this, unrestricted free agent, people are already asking this question. Does that mean he can stay here and have fun with his team? Or do you think Klay might want to be elsewhere and shine?
So I would say in a vacuum, you'd look at a guy like Klay and say he's the third wheel, he doesn't get these opportunities, and that going elsewhere and shining would be what you'd want. But if you know Klay Thompson at all, you know that he is totally cool with this, and he loves this and enjoys this. Out of all these major free agents that are out there, and I would never be one to sit here in October and tell you that I know for sure what's going to happen in July. That's a mistake people make all the time. But out of all the major free agents, Durant, Kawhi, Jimmy Butler, Kawhi is the guy that executives think is going nowhere. And the only question is whether or not he gets the full max and he gets an opt-out or whatever. But I think Klay Thompson realizes it's so rare to be on a team where you like living there and you have fun with your teammates. I think he's committed long-term.
Wait, I'm sorry. So you're saying Kawhi is the only one that may go somewhere?
No,
and I
don't know if there's too many Ks in there. But no, Klay is the guy that teams don't think are not going anywhere.
Okay.
Thank you for correcting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Klay is a guy that when executives out there say he's sort of off the board. I mean, he's going to get calls and they're going to try, but they don't think he's moving.
David is happy because David was worried about being my co-anchor next season. You're all set because Klay's not going anywhere. Brian Windhorst, thank you so much.
All right, we just missed Tim Hassel, the flyby there. We're dissecting the Monday Nighter, Patriots and Bills, some theatrics pregame. Chris Berman towing